we have Travis Kelce. It wasn't supposed to be Kelce, but Justin made an executive decision and changed it, which is okay.
You
Versus
only give
David,
me 2 options for tight ends, so
because
I'm like, I'm tired of your options
if I
here.
put Kelce in the chat, Dave's gonna say, "Who's benching Kelce? Who's benching Kelce? Hey, who's benching Kelce?" That's what David said.
He hasn't been playing Kelce. Playing. He hasn't had Kelce on his roster this year. Then
The tight end
because
too. I mean, I'm playing the tight end two all week. I'm never benching the tight end two. Sorry, Ian is a tight end too, isn't he?
you have to make an executive decision sometimes, and he is tight
I'm
end too. I mean, barely, but he. I mean,
and
he's tight end too.
he's gonna finish tight end one, and yet you want to
But
bench him.
here's the thing. He's tight end too because of week 5, 6, and 7 when he scored more than 20 points a game. I mean, 35 in week 7,
We're
but
just
since
taking
week
fantasy points
7,
away.
he's been meh.
We're just taking
We
fantasy points away.
Oh, are we gonna base our championship matchups based off of week 7?
I'm
It's
gonna
week
base it off.
17. This was 2.5 months ago when he did that. He
I'm
hasn't
gonna
been the same since then.
I'm gonna base it off of my notes, which I will gladly read to you whenever you're ready, sir. But I'm gonna let you
Go
go
ahead.
first since you're so adamant about the Kelce hate club. You're so adamant about listen. Nobody should hate Travis Kelce more than me. I cannot stand Travis Taylor Swift. I cannot stand her music. I cannot stand her face. I can't stand her stupid eyes. I cannot stand her stupid eyelashes. I cannot stand her stupid everything about her. But yet I'm over here supporting my dude, Travis Kelce. So you go forward with your David and Njoku love.
For what it's worth, I have Travis Kelce in a league that I'm playing a championship matchup in right now. So I say this with a heavy heart. Uh, so let's just look at this matchup here. Again, two guys that are pretty similar in stats, but the points favor Travis Kelce. Njoku has been having some pretty solid weeks, though, scoring 27, 26, and 16, which is better than the 14, 7, and 9 from Travis Kelce. If we're looking at the last 4 weeks here, Njoku's doing better. Okay, 4 weeks ago he had 3.7, but that's neither here nor here. He's been killing it. His production has gone drastically up with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco likes David Njoku. I don't know what to say other than that's his favorite target on that Cleveland Browns team. Because Flacco favors Njoku, and even though Kelce is the only receiving option, I'm going to say the only receiving option on the Chiefs. Yeah, they have Rashee Rice, but he's not been great. They have no other wide receiver. Okay, tell me which wide receivers outside of Rice and Kelce they have?
That's all I've needed is Tyreek and Kelce, and I'm not saying that he is or Tyreek Hill, but Rashee Rice has been very good. I don't know where you're coming off of this Rashee Rice.
Okay, Rashee Rice is the number 1 target in Kansas City right now. Travis Kelce's been dropping balls. He's not been great. Patrick Mahomes hasn't been great either. They're not getting what they should be getting out of this tandem. He hasn't scored more than 10 points since week 14. And again, I'm going with a current matchup. And they got the Bengals this week. The Bengals play pretty tough defense. They've got a pretty solid defense. Maybe not to the tight end, which now I'm reading my notes. They give up the second most points, 12.4 to the tight end position, which again isn't that much. The Jets only give up 10 points, but David Njoku scores way more than 10 points a game. Whereas Kelce, he does. I mean, he averages 12 points. I don't want to say Kelce. That's a thing, and I gotta go look at this league now because I don't want to. I really do not want to sit Kelce. But if I have Njoku sitting on the bench right now, I'm heavily considering starting David Njoku. I know you're not going to agree with me here, but I am going to lean towards David Njoku this week, and I'll be right come Monday.
Come Monday, it'll be all right, man. Njoku, last 3 weeks, I think you already went through this. Tight end 2-2-4. He's got 8 top 10 finishes since week 7. Doesn't Njoku? Kelce only has 5. I understand that. Cleveland targets the tight end 5th most in the NFL. 27.3% of their targets go to the tight end. Kelce is not on that level with the target share from Mahomes. I just want to say that. I can't hate you if you start Njoku versus the New York Jets, but the New York Jets defense has been pretty good. been pretty fire lately. Obviously all season long. If they had a competent quarterback, the New York Jets, and I'm sorry, Miami Dolphins fan, the New York Jets would be winning this division. Um, I just truly believe that with their defense, with what they can do, with Garrett Wilson, with Brees Hall, I do believe if they had, like I said, if they would have had a Joe Flacco or someone competent, a Baker Mayfield, someone, then I would say yes, yes. The New York Jets are that good. Um, especially defensive wise. But the fact is, I'm looking at Travis Kelce. I spent that first round capital. I know we put the draft and we throw it away, right? I understand that. And by the way, I don't understand your hate for Rashee Rice lately. He's been dominant in the past since week 12, wide receiver 3, 22, 12, and 7. I don't understand why you're hating on my boy Rashee Rice. I just had to bring that up. I couldn't find him on the thing because I didn't know how to spell his first name. But I will say this: Travis Kelce will finish the tight end one again because Hawkinson's unfortunate injury. Even with Hawkinson as a tight end one right now, currently, Travis Kelce's number one points per game, 15.3 points per game. Hawkinson's only 14.6. That's almost a full point difference. Kelce missed that first week, and yes, he had a very, very, very big week. I understand that. I rostered Travis Kelce. He was my 101 in Scott Fishbowl. I didn't make the playoffs. I did make the playoffs. I didn't make it through round one because of Josh Dobbs. That's neither here nor there. Travis Kelce's third in the league at targets at the tight end position since week 10. This is what scares me. Since week 10, Ferguson, TJ Hawkinson, Trey McBride, Evan Ingram, and David Njoku all have more targets than your boy Travis Kelce. Njoku has 25 more targets in that time frame than Travis Kelce. That scares me. That scares me in this debate. That scares me in this conversation. I understand where you're coming from. He only has 3 20-point plus games in 2023, Travis Kelce. I went back and did all of his 20-point games from his rookie season to 2023. I will not read those out loud, but I will say when he started being awesome in 2017, he had 5. I'm going to read them off anyway. 2018, he had 6. 2019, he had 5. 2020, he had 10 20-point games. 2021 was a down season. He only had 3. Last year, he had 7. So our expectations for 20-point games from Travis Kelce were like an all-time high, right? And I mean, I say 20-point games because if you get 20 points from your tight end, you're most likely winning that matchup. And no one's put up more 20-point games than Travis Kelce in that time frame. This year, he just hasn't been getting it done because that team's out of sync. But I'm not benching Travis Kelce under any circumstances. I don't care how good Njoku's been. I don't care that Njoku went to my favorite college, University of Miami. I don't care that I'll be rooting for Njoku against the Jets because I hate the Jets. I don't care that Kelce might have the ugliest girlfriend in the world. I don't care. Starting Travis Kelce, and that's just period, point blank. I'm starting my studs. I'm not going to regret. And I will say this. 1 year, I've only done this once. In my championship game, I got cute and I started Robbie Anderson because he was hot. Remember the year Robbie Anderson went nuts and he was white hot? And it was the first year, our first time we've ever heard of Robbie Anderson. He was red hot that season. I started him in my championship game against my studs. Robbie Anderson got me a 0. I could have started anyone else. I would have won that matchup. I lost the championship game because I rode the hot hand over my proven studs. That's a true fact. You can ask my friends. You can call me up. That happened, and it still haunts me to this day. I tell Dirtbag Dave about it all the time. It's the worst case scenario. You never want to lose a championship game because you think you're too cute and you think that you know everything, and you're going to start this red hot guy who hasn't done shit his entire career but decides he wants to be red hot at the end of the season. I'm not doing it. I'm starting Travis Kelce.
Njoku's not that guy though. He's not the
He hasn't been he hasn't been like a superstar his entire life like Travis Kelce has. Period.
Oh, I forgot fantasy championships mean. Like, what did you do for your entire career?
Yeah.
Not what did you do this season?
I don't want to play a guy who's red hot at the end of the season who might lay an egg. Who might lay an egg? Robbie Anderson laid a freaking. What year was that, by the way?
Who's been tight end 1 since week 8 this year? David Njoku has been tight end 1 since week 8 this season.
Robbie.
Whereas Travis Kelce has been tight end number 9 since week 8. Either way, David Njoku's been tight end 1 since week 8. So if you really want to talk about like it's not a flash in the pan at the end of the season, he's been the best tight end since Travis Kelce's big 7-point game against the Chargers.
Jeez, Anderson wasn't even that hot when I started him, but he did score 0 against New England in Week 16 championship week. I'll never forget it. Three targets. I'll never forget that. But he was coming off of 3 great games of 16.1, 17.1, 18.0. And I'm like, I got to start this guy. I got to start him. Started him, and it got me a big fat 0. And Njoku's not the same kind of player. I get what you're saying. I really do. But Njoku can literally go back to what he always was an 8-point player at best. But Joe Flacco and him are linking up, and they're like BFF, so why not? I'm rooting for David Njoku. I love David Njoku. I just don't know if I can start him.
I really hope Kelce outplays Njoku. In my fantasy championship, I have Kelce. My opponent has Njoku. So Njoku killing me is going to be the death of me. But I just think he's going to do better than Kelce this week. And we're going to see that come Monday when I lost my championship because of it.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. Follow on X and Instagram at OUSFFPOD. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.